So I'm Carter, and we are here with Wade. Wade, this is your second time coming down for intrathecal treatment, correct?
Yes, it is.
And then tell us a little bit more, if you don't mind, about your first experience and the results you had that led you to decide to come back again.
First experience was roughly a year and a half ago, somewhere thereabouts, and I had had an ischemic stroke 9 months or so previous to that. The stroke was on the right side of my brain, and which of course caused complete paralysis on the left side of my body. And by the time I came for my first treatment, I had gotten to where I could walk with a cane, and I was somewhat mobile, but I had capped off and wasn't improving. And fortunately, after my intrathecal treatment, within a week or two, I was able to walk without a cane, and since then, my mobility on my left side has come back dramatically to the point where I can walk unaided. I have a lot more mobility and use of my left hand. My balance has improved. It's been pretty miraculous. I heard about the process through some close friends from around where I live, and they had actually thought of me because they had done stem cell treatment before, and after my stroke, they thought of me and mentioned it, and of course me and my wife jumped on the idea. And what was ironic, it was kind of funny because they were actually planning a trip in the springtime. I think they were planning their trip in, I want to say June, somewhere in the spring or summer. And my wife and I decided we're not even going to wait for their trip in the summer. We're going to go as soon as we can. So we got on the phone, got a hold of Carter, and arranged my first treatment within a couple of weeks of making the first phone call.
I remember all those calls.
We did talk on the phone quite a few times.
Good.
I would admittedly, my personality type is that I was kind of all in from the very first time I called, and I talked with Carter an awful lot in subsequent phone calls where he was basically telling me more and more about it, and my personality being what it was, I was like, okay, we don't need to talk anymore. You just tell me when to show up, tell me how long it's going to take, and how many days I should plan on being there. Let's go get it done. And we did, and my results were, there was a positive and a negative to my results the first time around. I came back, and within about 2 weeks, I developed so much mobility from my left leg that I started walking with a longer gait, and obviously not using the cane as dramatically. And unfortunately, the only unfortunate thing was I suffered a growing pull because I had spent 9 months not using my left leg hardly at all. In fact, I literally spent the first month when I got out of the hospital in a wheelchair, and I pushed it a little too far, too fast, and that set me back. But now, today I had my second treatment, and the reason is because, not that I expect the dramatic miracle that I felt I got the first time around, but I would like to improve if I can, and I also have gotten to where I see the small improvements that I make on a weekly, monthly basis, and I had the time, and Carter had the materials, and lined up the people, and so earlier today, I had my second intrathecal treatment, and it's easy. A little bit uncomfortable when you get the first little pinch, but other than that, it's easy. There's no downside to it that I can see.
How was the hospital experience, the hospital itself?
The hospital was as good as any hospital I've been in, and sadly, I hate to admit it, between a surfing accident and a stroke, I've spent a little too much time in hospitals. So no, the experience was great. The people there were just kind, very thoughtful, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
So glad to see you, and glad to have you back, and so happy we can work together again.
It was great. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much.